Ciao a tutti amici e amiche, bentornati sul canale di P Santana. Siamo di nuovo qui con Steelrising, riprendiamo da dove ci siamo lasciati. E allora ragazzi, siamo qui di nuovo nella zona di Les Invalides e vediamo se con le nuove abilità riusciamo finalmente ad arrivare all'abitazione, alla dimora di The Vacanson. Allora, qui se non sbaglio qualcuno c'era, sì. Aia, maledizione. Hanno le sale. Ah, sale anche le scale questo, perfetto. Mamma mia che mazzata. E vai. Bene. La residenza di The Vacanson, la residenza di The Vacanson, di qua. Ah, comunque dobbiamo andare qua anche per la missione principale, a quanto pare. Siamo sicuri? Credo di sì. Va bene, dai. Controlliamo tutto il controllabile. Ce la facciamo a fargli il critico da dietro? Io non credo. E invece sì. Ottimo. Chi è che mi spara? Oh, sempre quelli con le bombette, maledetti. Di qua si va? Assolutamente no. Bravo, bella mira. Ecco. Crepa. E a quanto pare la residenza di The Vacanson è nei dintorni dell'hotel. Raccatta. Qui non c'è niente. Qualche appiglio? No, assolutamente. E controlliamo anche qui a sinistra perché mi sembra che c'era un'apertura. Sì, infatti. Ok, però apparentemente qui non c'è altro. No. No, 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 assolutamente, quindi proseguiamo. No, non ci sono appigli, quindi dai. Forza e coraggio.
Monsieur de Robespierre's men, they perished in the line of duty.
Allora, lì c'è una vestale. Guardiamo anche qui che cosa c'è. Bloccato. Ok. Recuperiamo la vita. Andiamo a prendere quella lucetta. San Pietrino. Non l'abbiamo ancora usati noi San Pietrini. Mai e poi mai. Qui dovremmo avere la chiave se non sbaglio. Ok, perlustriamo. Intanto il giardino. C'è nessuno così? Siamo sicuri? È alquanto sospetto. Allora. Oh, guarda dove siamo. Questi evitiamoceli. Ok, allora perlustra il giardino. Per fare che? Oh?
Athanais, pour l'amour de Dieu, run and hide!
What do you mean, Papa?
Hurry, I beg you! The Count is at our door. He shall take us away.
Good heavens!
Don't worry about me. Run, I say. Run!
Where could she have escaped to? I should keep looking.
Ok, quindi una parte dell'accaduto l'abbiamo scoperta. E poi oh, mi sa qua.
A hiding place in the Luxembourg Gardens. If I could find out where it was, I could track down Athanais.
Ok, quindi dobbiamo trovare questo nascondiglio. E però credo che non ci sia assolutamente nessun indizio su dove... Via. Proviamo ad andare in quella zona là. Oh, aspetta, forse da quella parte là. Albero morto? Oh, te ci passi? Crepa. No, e allora direi che qui non c'è assolutamente niente. Lassù c'è una finestra, ma non ci sono appigli per arrivarci, assolutamente. Questa casupola qui è inaccessibile. Di qua non ci si va. No, va bene. Allora anche questa la concluderemo più avanti. Quindi come si farà ad arrivare da quest'altra parte? Boh. Non si sa. Su c'è qualche appiglio? No, assolutamente no. Va bene. E anche da questa parte no. No, va bene, allora proseguiamo per la missione principale. Salve. Aia, ma che bastardo. Dai. Ciao caro. Allora, lassù come ci si arriva? Da là. No. Ok. Permesso? C'è nessuno? No. Quindi salto e scatto. Lì c'è un trombettiere e sembrerebbe nessun altro. Quello mi preoccupa. Va bene. Ce la facciamo a fargli un agguato? No. Aia. Oi. Quanti ce n'è? Oi. Come cazzo ho fatto a morire? Scusate, eh. Va bene. Dai.
No.
Chi è?
The grass. I don't want to die. Not like this. Oh, if I had known, I would have set fire to that monster factory long ago.
Chi è?
The factory.
Volcanson's demonic forges. The Gehenna where you were smelted, just like all the murderers of your kind.
Monsieur, I have no intention of harming you. I have come to put an end to the king's actions.
If you're telling the truth, then go away. And let me live.
No, non vi tocco, non vi preoccupate.
Au nom du ciel, put down your weapons. Please, I beg you to spare these poor people.
These poor people? But the streets are empty. There is not a soul there who is still alive.
There are still those who resist. Some good people came here earlier and asked me for a drink. They swore they would liberate the Hotel des Invalides. They looked exhausted, but utterly determined to fight to their very last breath.
What about the automats? Have you observed their movements?
A convoy, led by those machines, went by here. Countless wagons, loaded with barrels. They came from the north, most likely from the factories. I think something terrible is going to happen.
What do you fear will happen?
I don't know, but I have a terrible feeling. Laissez-moi à présent. You'll draw those creatures to us.
Va bene. Da dove si passava? Ecco, ora non facciamo stronzate, eh. Allora, intanto recuperiamoci questi, vai. Non essere precipitosa, Aegis. Ai. Oh, è uno. Ok, ora dovrebbe essere più ma che succede? Non vedo così. Non vedo? Oh, è morto. Bene. Ma non mi ha lasciato niente? Ah, ok, è nel cispuglio. Ottimo. Questi sono veramente stronzi, questi qua. Oh! Salve, caro. Facciamo che te... Chi è? Ce n'è un altro. Che cazzo è successo? Dai. Cosa fai? Ecco. Crepa, maledetto. Gli altri due trombettieri. Ce la faccio a tirarne uno solo? Sì. Ottimo. Oh, come ho fatto a beccarmi che stavo... Bravo, crepa. E ora, se non ho visto male, dovrebbe guardare lì a sinistra, quindi se io arrivo da destra, teoricamente dovrei essere in grado di dargli un colpo alle spalle. E Zagaben! E crepa, bastardo. Allora, controlliamo un attimo la zona. E di là che ci sarà? Ah, ok, comunque noi dobbiamo andare là. Quindi diamo un'occhiata qui a questo palazzo, se ci è concesso entrare. No, assolutamente no. Niente, quindi di là, forza. No, che fai? Qui niente da recuperare. Salire qui a che serve? Assolutamente a niente. Bene. Ok. Lavielli. E qui che c'è?
They're after us. You must carry on, I beg you.
I will make it. I'm out of breath.
Pour l'amour de Dieu. Suzanne, just a bit more. We're almost there.
Ok, quindi un altro oggetto trovato che dà origine ad un'altra rimembranza. Bene. Lì c'è uno grosso e mi sembra che di quel colore lì non l'abbiamo mai trovato. Qui non c'è modo di appendersi da nessuna parte, quindi giù. Ah, qui era... ok. Era l'ingresso chiuso. Bene. Oddio. Ora pure questo. Facciamo così, guarda. Sì, intanto io mi fotto questo. Pure. Oh. Ciao caro. Ok. Abbiamo la nebbiolina. Quindi attenzione, occhi alla penna. E non facciamo cazzate. Qui abbiamo visto tutto, sì. Di qua. Sì, non ci sono appigli né entrate secondarie, quindi forza.
The Ottomans ravaged the church
Oi oi.
and slaughtered the faithful.
Automa instabile. È quello? Eccolo. Vediamo un po' che gli possiamo infliggere, eh. Sì, però moderatamente. Aia! Facciamo prima così, ragazzi, guardate. Ai, mamma mia che botta. Oh, hai rotto il hai rotto. Oh. Vieni. Era così e così. Il fuoco gli fa tanto. Ok, ora proviamo con... No, ho sbagliato pulsante, maledizione. Dai, un altro. E vai. E vattene a fare in culo, stronzo. Salve. Quindi aspettate un attimo, fatemi fermare alla vestale. Questo non l'avevo visto. E possiamo anche aumentare di livello. Io ora direi che possiamo dare priorità all'autonomia. Autonomia, sì 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 sì. Ci manca un po' di autonomia. Un po' di stamina. $122? Così lontano? Qui c'è qualcosa. Ok, quindi padre Michelot si è recato a Orléans per assistere la sorella malata. Ok, e ha lasciato le chiavi da qualche parte. Ci serviranno queste chiavi? O è un'informazione solo circostanziale?
It's going to give way.
Right, Susan! It's too late!
Mamma mia, quanto è grosso questo. Parrucca da donna. Bene. Quindi bisogna trovare il modo di arrivare da quest'altra parte, allora. Lì c'è uno, lì c'è un altro, lì c'è un altro. Merda. Sono tanti tre. Uno mi ha visto. Ok, cerchiamo di portarselo qua e ce lo fottiamo lontano da occhi indiscreti. E uno. Lui mi ha visto, però lui gli dà una botta. Da. Chi è che mi ha sparato? Scusate, Via. Un colpetto e via, che qui siamo in pericolo. E uno è inculato. Oh, hai rotto. Qui. Niente. Sopra? Niente. Ok, quindi entriamo dentro e facciamo un macello. Allora, credo che si entri da qua. Sicuramente si entra da qua. Qui sarà chiuso. Ah no, è aperto. Dov'è che bisogna saltare? Là. Fa vedere anche qui che c'è. Se c'è qualcosa. Sì, perfetto, ottimo. Qui è chiuso, ok. Quindi rampino e via. Siamo messi malissimo a munizioni elementali, quindi per un po' di tempo dovremo risparmiarcele e fare un po' di scorta man mano che uccidiamo i nemici.
I'm getting closer to Les Invalides. Here I should be able to cross the moat easily.
L'unico punto è lì. Però fammi vedere cosa c'è anche qui sotto, perché ho visto che c'è un appiglio da qualche parte per ritornare sopra. Sì, quello lì, bene. No, è semplicemente la parte sottostante. Ce la facciamo? Ehi. Crepa. Di qua, sì, qualcosa c'è, bene, ottimo. Qui è rischioso, ragazzi, eh? È rischioso. Perché non ci sono appigli per il rampino. E ora voglio vedere però se ce la facciamo con il salto. Sì, ce la facciamo, ottimo. Devasta tutto. Ora però la via dov'è? Ah, qua. C'è nessuno? Vediamo un po' qui che c'è.
The debt was no longer sustainable, Your Majesty. Your mechanical revolution has changed the face of the kingdom, but the coffers are woefully empty.
The debt, Monsieur Necker. This debt that you and your banking friends helped to create for your own benefit, and which is now forcing us to levy new taxes? Will my subjects be able to bear another tax?
Yes, Your Majesty, as long as it is distributed fairly. The representatives of the nobility, the clergy, and the Third Estate must come to an agreement. That is why we have convened the Estates General. Tomorrow you are to preside over the opening ceremonies.
You're a States General. Nothing good can come of it. You have roused the spirit of rebellion. All I hear about are their damned cahiers de doléances. My rightful enjoyment is being challenged. The streets of Versailles are teeming with loudmouth fanatics with sacrilegious thoughts. Tell me, Monsieur le Ministre, have you purposely set this army of the unwashed against me?
Your Majesty, I have always been your most faithful servant.
Beware, Necker. Beware. I have a surprise in store for anyone who dares attack my throne.
Ok, una rimembranza che riguarda il momento in cui viene istituita una nuova tassa e Luigi XVI aveva già il sentore che qualcosa sarebbe successo. Oddio, qui che cosa c'è? Perché è iniziato un filmato? Oddio, che cos'è questo marchingegno? Vacca puttana. Ok. Jesus Christ. Allora, aspetta. Tanto congelalo. Tesoriere? Ma tipo se io metto... Ah, si ferma tutto? No, io non credo. Proviamo, ragazzi, non so se... No! No! A quanto pare no. Non possiamo fare niente. Dobbiamo affrontarlo, punto e basta. Non ce l'abbiamo fatta a immobilizzarlo? E allora niente. Dai, bloccalo. Aspetta però. Curati. No, non abbiamo fatto un tempo. Cosa fa? Non me l'aspettavo questo. Non mi aspettavo che girasse. E vai.
Suzanne, my dear Suzanne, take my hand, please. Don't let them take me away. No. Oh no, this has to stop. I don't want to be tormented anymore.
That is not my intention. I have come to rescue you.
Rescue me? But what on earth are you?
It is of no importance.
Prima del suo risveglio.
What did you see and hear before you regained consciousness?
I had frightful visions, rageful wraiths filled with pain and sorrow. And it was cold enough to curdle the blood. Oh, it's impossible to describe. All the rage and anger. I was in another body, I think. So big, so powerful. And there was this commanding voice, ordering me to spread terror and death. Did I really hear it? Or did I momentarily lose my mind?
Who are you, monsieur?
Don't you know? I'm Jacques Necker, Ministre des Finances. Well, I was before I was captured. But this situation suggests that the king has decided to dismiss me from his service.
What does he accuse you of?
My alleged connivance with the Third Estate, no doubt. And, most of all, for having been the first to ask to convene the Estates General.
How and when were you captured?
When the machines attacked, my wife and I fled our home to hide not far from there, in the Église Sainte-Marie. But we didn't stand a chance against the machines. They overran the nave, wantonly mowing down the faithful. My wife, my poor wife, she wasn't able to escape. I'm sadly convinced of this. As for me, my life was spared only so I could be tormented. What is the meaning of all this?
E ora?
What will you do now?
There is no future for me in this kingdom. I need to find a safe place where I can prepare for my departure as soon as possible.
I will take you to the Cordelier convent. You will be safe there.
À la bonne heure, she's back.
Aegis, what a joy and relief to see you again.
Monsieur,
Welcome to our stronghold. I'm sure that everyone here is aware of the great debt we all owe you. As you can see, the most exhausted among us are growing stronger.
While the most determined are already planning our counterattack.
I did not expect to see you all together.
4 days ago, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered in a tennis court. They swore not to separate until they had established a constitution for the nation. But that was not the only oath we swore. All the honorable men who were at Versailles, representatives and patriots, members of the Club Breton, secretly swore to meet here if they were dispersed.
You, Aegis, have allowed them to gather once again. Though unfortunately many are missing, we still have hope.
Why did you choose to meet in this convent?
It was my idea. Voyez-vous, I stay here whenever my obligations bring me to Paris. No other retreat inspires such peace and contemplation. Et puis, truth be told, this building has always felt like a fortress to me. Just look at how thick these walls are.
For 2 whole days, the patriots in the quarter consolidated the outer walls to make it an impenetrable citadel. No automat has broken through our defenses yet.
Where are the monks, mon père?
They are secluded in their quarters, praying for the salvation of the people of Paris. However, we bear no illusions. We are weak, we are divided.
And we are unarmed. Without you, without your warrior strength, we have no chance of turning things around.
You are sent by heaven above, Aegis. From now on, you may consider the Cordelia Convent your headquarters and a welcome refuge.
We must speak, you and I, in private, if you please. Monsieur de Lafayette must not hear a word of what I'm about to tell you.
What do you mean? You all seem to be certain that I will use my strengths to serve your cause. Are you forgetting that I have a task to accomplish?
Not at all, madame. We all know and support your plan to free Monsieur de Vaucanson. That is why I've taken the time to think of a way for you to get to the Bastille.
I am listening.
There is a patriot in Paris whose pamphlets have aroused Monsieur de Lafayette's ire. His anger is so strong that the poor man had to disappear to escape arrest. I know that he is secretly hiding in the quarries in Montmartre. A labyrinth he is said to know like the back of his hand. If anyone can help you navigate the obstacles that keep you from the Bastille, it is the elusive Monsieur Marat.
Very well. I will go and find him.
E tocchi.
Monsieur Necker,
I owe you my life, madame. So I am embarrassed to ask you for anything more.
do not fear. You have my full attention.
Suzanne, my beloved wife. I cannot bring myself to accept her death. Despite all the evidence, I still hope to see her alive again. I need to be sure. Mon Dieu. What have I done to deserve such a fate? Why has the king sworn to destroy me? And all that I hold dear. After everything I've done for him. My abnegation.
Why would the king owe you anything?
I dedicated my life to the kingdom as his minister. Well, my life and my fortune as well. I refuse to accept any remuneration for my services in order to keep the accounts balanced. And I personally filled the king's coffers with 2.5 million livres from my own private accounts. Bonds in the Caisse d'Escompte, which the king keeps in a tailor-made armoire de fer in the Palais des Tuileries. He stores all his secrets there. I'd wager there's enough in there to sully his reputation 100 times over. You must retrieve these bonds post-haste, madame. They must not be used to allow this madman to build more murderous automats.
Do I have any chance of opening it?
Don't even think about it, madame. Despite your incredible strength, that safe is said to be impenetrable. It was designed precisely to that effect. I personally never had access to it. I suppose that its contents were too unofficial for the honest minister that I always was.
Who has the key?
The king does, that's for sure.
Anyone else?
How could I know? His shadow advisors, most likely. Now that I think about it, there's a rumor that has been going round Versailles for a while now. It's said that Monsieur de Mirabeau used to come and go as he pleased at the Tuileries, that he oversaw diplomatic missions for the crown. Not in any official capacity, of course. Who knows? He might know more about this matter than I do.
I will ask him. I will look into what happened to your wife.
Bless you, madame.
Where should I start my investigation?
In the Faubourg Saint-Germain, east of Les Invalides. We were separated in the Église Sainte-Marie, on Rue de Bourgogne.
I shall be off.
You are the only hope of seeing my beloved wife again, and of foiling the plans of the clockwork tyrant.
Allora, che raccolgo qui? Va bene.
Eh bien, Aegis, did you make sure my men managed to collect the cargo?
No, I haven't gone there yet.
Et alors? What are you waiting for? This is a matter of the utmost importance. The exchange was to take place near the Église du Gros Caillou, the town next to Les Invalides.
Goodbye, Monsieur le Marquis.
D'accordo. Altre note. D'accordo, niente di interessante.
Eh bien. Did you come bearing news from Monsieur Marat?
No, not yet.
I have it on good authority that he is in the quarries in Montmartre. He's the only person who could show you a way to reach the Bastille. Don't forget.
Is your plan to arm the populace going as planned?
Oh, far from it, madame. The situation is hopeless. Even if they were armed and formed into battalions, the Patriots would not be able to fight.
Why is that?
Most of the strategic points in the city are inaccessible. A strange illness strikes all who try. They are seized by an irrational fear, one so great that those who do not lose consciousness go mad or perish on the spot. This makes it impossible to do anything. Any attempt at an uprising is a fool's errand.
The locations you mentioned share a common feature. A statue holding a lantern.
That's right. From what little I could make out, they appear to be depictions of a Vestal Virgin watching over the sacred fire.
Une lanterne des morts.
What do you mean, monsieur?
Lanterns of the dead. Ancient stone pillars that are found near some cemeteries. Our ancestors kept a fire going on top of them. Today, no one knows what they were used for. A symbol of light triumphing over darkness, perhaps? Others claim that human bones, mercury and lime, were burnt there. Some odious sorcery that was meant to entrap the tormented souls that wandered around the burial grounds.
That makes sense and confirms my observations. I'm now certain that the King's lanterns capture the anima essence of the dead who have been cast into purgatory. And that this essence is what allows the automats to stay in motion, without needing a key to wind them.
Pater noster quies in celis sanctificetur nomen tuum.
Now that I think about it, madame, you obviously are not subject to the harmful effects of these lanterns.
No, au contraire. When activated, these statues reveal an apparatus that allows me to repair myself.
It follows that if you destroy these lanterns, the people will be free to fight again.
Unfortunately, they are preternaturally strong. Nothing can so much as damage them.
Come now, no metal is indestructible. If we knew what these lanterns were made of, perhaps I could find a way to destroy them.
Take a look at this ledger, Monsieur Lavoisier. It contains a list of metals. I found it by the factories, near Vaucanson's workshop.
Let's see. Steel, molybdenum, very good. Tiens, donc, tungsten and zirconium. This master blacksmith knows his trade. These metals can be used to make the strongest alloy imaginable, as long as you have a fortune to invest.
For that, our clockwork tyrant knows no bounds.
Well, Monsieur Lavoisier, is there any way to break this alloy?
Break it? Certainly not. But a mineral acid could change its structure. Melt it, perhaps. I would recommend sulfuric acid, or vitriol, if you prefer to use its common name.
Where can I obtain some vitriol?
I had some, but my laboratory at L'Arsenal was ransacked. I can't tell you any more than that. You should ask my colleague, Monsieur Bailly. He uses similar substances in his research.
Ok ragazzuoli, quindi abbiamo un bel po' di cose da fare qua. Allora, chiediamo consiglio a Mirabeau.
Monsieur de Mirabeau.
Have your efforts paid off?
Minister Necker claims that you are a familiar face at the Tuileries Palace.
That old story. Will it hound me until I have drawn my last breath? This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor that I am trying in vain to dispel. To what do I owe the displeasure of having to defend myself once again?
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an armored safe in the King's chambers.
What lock could resist your talents?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Oh, I see. Well, let me think. Who could help you? After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple mechanism. Nothing that can resist the expertise of our dear Monsieur Bailly. Why don't you ask him for help?
I'll be sure to do so.
Now, who else might be of use? Oh, there's Monsieur Lavoisier as well, our gunpowder commissioner. I'm sure he'll have no trouble finding you something you can use to blow the door off that stubborn safe.
Good. I will go and find him.
Now, if you'll forgive me, I have an urgent matter to attend to.
You are forgiven for everything.
In that case, it has been a pleasure, madam.
Bene. Altre informazioni da questi? Sì, tutti.
Monsieur Bay.
Mademoiselle, I am very pleased to find you here with us within the shelter of these walls.
I found a document written in a script that I was unable to read.
Let me see. Ah, je vois. These pages were written using some sort of shorthand. A variation on Taylor's system, no doubt. I'm wont to use it myself from time to time while jotting down my ideas as they come.
What does it say?
It's a bit difficult to decipher. Je crois. I believe it's an autopsy report. The author writes that the subject died from a large dose of prussic acid.
What is prussic acid?
My apologies, Aegis, but I'm no chemist. You should ask Monsieur Lavoisier.
I'm looking for a way to force a lock that is supposed to be unbreakable. Monsieur de Mirabeau advised me to ask you for help.
But I'm an astronomer, mon enfant, not a locksmith. I know my way around lenses, filters, racks, and tripods. But I've never given a moment's thought to how a lock works. God, Monsieur de Mirabeau was joking with you, that's all. Où est-il, ce brave homme? So that we might ask him.
He has left. A matter that could not wait.
Excuse me? Do you mean he left the convent? That's madness. What was so important that he would put himself in such danger?
Intriguing indeed.
Sospetto, eh? È alquanto
How was
sospetto.
your search at the Vaucansons' home?
I found this penknife there. I was struck with a vision as soon as I picked it up. I saw Mademoiselle de Vaucanson running from the Comte de Cagliostro. This letter refers to a hiding place where she often sought refuge. It's in the Jardin du Luxembourg.
I know the place. One day, Eugène and I were walking in the Luxembourg Gardens when suddenly Athénaïs jumped out from our hiding place like a wild animal. It was a startling, almost frightening sight. The spot is on the edge of the garden, hidden by vegetation between two statues.
Would you happen to know where I could find some vitriol?
Sulfuric acid? Of course. Combined with sea salt and green copperas, we use it to polish the lenses of our telescopes. But I don't know how much we have. You would need to go to the Louvre and take a look at the observatory's storeroom to find out.
If you will allow me to.
Of course, madame. Here is the key.
I have not yet found the vitriol that we need.
As I said, you will find it.
Ah, sì, ok, scusate.
Goodbye, Monsieur B.
Va bene, quindi abbiamo la chiave per entrare nel magazzino e cercare l'acido solforico.
Monsieur Lavoisier.
Madame, you're my guardian angel. I don't know anything about you or what drives you, but I owe you my life and can refuse you nothing.
What is prussic acid?
It's a volatile compound extracted from Prussian blue, which is a pigment derived from the cochineal, an insect.
What does it do?
Oh, it's a lethal poison of the most dangerous sort. Though at weaker doses, it merely induces a deep soporific state, or a coma, if you will.
A deadly poison.
Aegis? Is everything all right?
I would like to access the contents of a safe that is supposedly unbreakable. Dare I ask for your help, Monsieur Lavoisier?
And how can I be of assistance to you, madame?
I need gunpowder to break through the door.
Gunpowder? But I don't have a speck of it, mon ami. Do you think I just walk around with explosives in my pockets?
Oh. I apologize. It was Monsieur de Mirabeau's idea.
Mirabeau? What is this ridiculousness? I suspect he knows full well whatever he's playing at. Where is the animal? So we can ask him what's truly going on.
He has left. He had an urgent matter to attend to.
Eh bien, I'm sorry, madame. If I could inspect the safe and determine what metal was used in its fabrication, I might be able to find a solution. But given the circumstances, I'm sadly not in a position to help you.
I understand. How do you intend to counter the King's actions?
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. For now, we can only hope to protect ourselves from him. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes in an instant.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am a gunpowder commissioner. As such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder to the kingdom's arsenals, l'Arsenal de Paris in particular. For the past 2 days, a large quantity of gunpowder from Marsangy has been sitting near Les Invalides. It's in a warehouse by the factories. But the men I sent to take possession of the cargo and transport it to the Arsenal have gone missing. Do you realize what this means?
The gunpowder could have fallen into our enemy's hands.
It's possible. One thing is certain. It's enough to destroy half of Paris. Whether it is still in the warehouse or has fallen into the wrong hands, we must find it urgently. Then, if possible, we must neutralize it.
How?
Simply by placing it in contact with water. Nothing could be easier in theory, but we must find a way to flood it.
Flood the gunpowder? You're out of your mind, Lavoisier. We're in the most desperate of situations and you want to deprive us of such a valuable resource. What will our cannons use once we have formed our army of patriots?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment of your imagination.
I see. So you're one of those men who would sound the retreat before the battle has even begun.
I will go to the warehouse. Once I have located the powder, I will decide what to do with it. Where can I obtain some vitriol?
I had some, but my laboratory at l'Arsenal was ransacked. I can't tell you any more than that. You should ask my colleague, Monsieur Bailly. He uses similar substances in his research.
Goodbye, Monsieur Lavoisier.
Va bene ragazzuoli, quindi abbiamo veramente tante cose da controllare.
Aegis, the word, s'il vous plaît.
Che dici?
Monsieur Raymond.
Aegis, we are very pleased to see you again. It was very unwise of us to leave the Société without such a capable bodyguard as yourself. It is a miracle that we got here safely.
What do you want to talk to me about?
Have you ever heard of the Club de Massiac, Aegis?
No, monsieur.
It's an association that meets at the Hotel de Massiac, just west of Les Halles. It counts some of the wealthiest plantation owners in the Empire. Those from Saint-Domingue and the Petite Santé, our most formidable adversaries. They are waging a war of influence to keep the slave trade going, and resort to the vilest methods to achieve their ends. They worship nothing but money. Their greed is matched only by their cruelty. Regrettably, my interests occasionally require me to suffer their company. 2 months ago, I was in Le Havre to settle some business with the Admiralty, when I overheard a conversation between 2 planters from Bastère. If they are to be believed, the Club de Massiac is plotting to create sleepless slaves, des esclaves sans sommeil. Those were their exact words. It's hard to say what this could possibly mean, but I fear they plan to administer some foul drug to their slaves to force them to toil day and night, without rest. Our organization will not let these poor souls endure such a hell. Aegis, we must look into this. It is a matter of great urgency.
You speak of greed, Monsieur Raymond. But could you enlighten us as to what makes you any different from the planters you condemn?
What exactly do you accuse me of, Monsieur de Robespierre? S'il vous plaît, do tell.
Do you not also exploit the labor of these poor souls yourself on your indigo plantation?
I fight every minute of every day to improve their condition. No one would have the audacity to deny this.
If that's the case, then why wait? Free them. You preach abolition, yet you continue to line your pockets at their expense. The truth is, you refuse to upend the established colonial order because your entire fortune depends on it.
It's easy to criticize from atop Mount Olympus, Maximilian. You know nothing of the realities of Saint-Domingue. What would happen to all these people if I freed them tomorrow? Without an education, without a livelihood, I would be condemning them to the most abject misery. No. I must act with both compassion and realism.
It is true that every reform must be approached with prudence. This reform is not so difficult. I've begun it myself at La Belle Gabrielle, my plantation in Guyane. There you will not find slaves, but workers who earn a weekly wage. And my plantation is no less profitable.
Ah, yes, profit. Because that's the most important thing. Don't you see, the law of nature gives every man the right to cultivate his own land?
Monsieur, calm yourselves. I implore you. Now is no time to quarrel. What Monsieur Raymond has related to us is extremely worrying. We must find out more about this plot to create sleepless slaves as quickly as possible. Aegis, you are the only one who stands a chance of making it to the Hotel de Massiac alive.
Poi c'è qualcun altro che c'ha da chiedere qualcosa? No? Siete soddisfatti? Ok ragazzuoli, siamo giunti a un momento importante del titolo in cui tutti i personaggi illustri sono riuniti e ognuno di loro ci chiede di fare qualcosa, aggiunge delle missioni secondarie alla nostra già lunghissima lista. Quindi ci aspetta un bel po' di lavoro, ma cominceremo nella prossima puntata. Io vi do appuntamento al prossimo episodio di Steelrising, mi raccomando lasciate like e condividete. E se non l'avete ancora fatto, iscrivetevi al canale. Un saluto da P Santana. Ciao a tutti!